You've seen the parades, the propaganda, the missiles on display. But behind the curtain, Kim Jong Un lives a life of unthinkable luxury. From billion-dollar jets to palaces hidden in the mountains, his fortune funds a lifestyle few can even imagine. Let's uncover 8 shocking ways Kim Jong Un spends his $100 billion fortune, and the last will leave you speechless. Kim Jong Un's billion-dollar car collection inside the hidden garage of a ruthless ruler. You think billionaires love their cars? Wait until you meet Kim Jong Un. Rumor has it the North Korean dictator owns over 100 luxury and super-luxury vehicles stashed away in a country where most people can't even afford a bicycle. And yet, behind the Iron Curtain, Kim cruises through palatial compounds in machines most CEOs can't even dream of. His all-time favorite, the Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard, an armored beast worth $1.6 million. This isn't just a limo, it's a mobile fortress. Designed to the European B7 bulletproof standard, it laughs at armor-piercing rounds, shrugs off C4 blasts, and keeps rolling on run-flat tires even after an ambush. Self-sealing fuel tanks. Upgraded suspension. For a man who's one of the most targeted figures on the planet, it's not just luxury, it's survival wrapped in style. But that's just the beginning. His collection includes a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a fire-breathing Audi R8, and a custom Range Rover Sport. He's even been spotted in not one, but 2 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600s. And here's the kicker. In early 2024, Kim was gifted an armored Aurus Senate limousine by none other than Vladimir Putin. That $440,000 Russian diplomatic tank on wheels was built for heads of state, wrapped in opulence and built like a bunker. In total, when you account for the secret import routes, military-grade armoring, hidden garages, and the sheer cost of maintenance and operation, believe Kim's car collection could be worth hundreds of millions, possibly pushing toward $1 billion. That's right. In a nation crippled by sanctions and starvation, one man rides like a king from another world. It's not just excess, it's domination on wheels. If you love Kim Jong Un's lifestyle, comment classy. 17 palaces, underground bunkers, and private islands. This isn't a president's portfolio, it's a king's chessboard. And every move is cloaked in paranoia. The $1 billion palaces of the world's most mysterious dictator. You might be curious where Kim Jong Un actually lives, but here's the catch: with 17 palaces scattered across North Korea, even he might lose track. We're not talking about a few vacation homes. This is an empire of real estate unlike anything you've ever seen. From mountain hideaways to coastal compounds with private seaports, from underground bunkers to full-blown theaters, Kim has transformed his country into a chessboard of power, secrecy, and staggering excess. There's even a private island in the mix. At the center of this fortress network stands Ryong-song Residence, just north of Pyongyang. This isn't a mansion, it's a state within a state. Think CIA-level security with underground escape tunnels, air defenses, and a private runway big enough to land a Cold War-era L-62M. It houses war rooms, private cinemas, and spaces so restricted that only the most trusted inner circle have ever seen them. But if Ryong-song is the control tower, then Kumsusan Palace of the Sun is the shrine. Once the official workplace of Kim Il-sung, it was converted into one of the largest mausoleums on Earth after his death, and now holds not only him but also Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong Un's father. Each body lies in state inside a climate-controlled glass sarcophagus, guarded around the clock. The halls go on for miles. Inside are galleries filled with medals, statues, and eerie exhibits, like the golf cart Kim Jong-il once used, or the train carriage where he died. The estimated cost of this transformation are up to $1 billion. But Kim's extravagance doesn't stop with sacred monuments. One of his palaces boasts a 1,000-seat private movie theater that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to build. just to watch selections from his rumored library of 20,000 Western films. And let's not forget the 30 grand pianos, each priced at around $60,000, decorating his palaces like living room sculptures. Why so many pianos? Maybe it's not about music. Maybe it's about reminding himself in every corner of every palace that he's richer, safer, and more untouchable than anyone on the planet. This isn't just real estate, it's a ritual. It's power turned into marble, mahogany, and armored doors. And it all exists in a country where power outages are routine, food rations are law, and international sanctions choke the economy. Kim doesn't just rule land and sky, he sails in floating fortresses few have ever seen. These aren't yachts, they're floating kingdoms of power. Kim Jong Un's $100 million jet inside Air Force Un. You've heard of Air Force One, the flying fortress of the US president, but did you know that Kim Jong Un has his own high-flying beast? Nicknamed Air Force UN, this isn't just a plane, it's a flying symbol of power, secrecy, and unimaginable opulence. And it's unlike anything you'd expect from one of the most isolated nations on Earth. The aircraft? A Cold War relic, the Ilyushin Il-62M. 4 roaring engines, a 10,300-kilometer range, and a haunting Soviet design that now houses something eerily presidential. It can fly non-stop from Pyongyang to the US West Coast or glide over European capitals like Zurich or Stockholm. But this isn't about where it goes, this is about how it gets there. Because inside this $700,000 shell is a refitted interior that likely cost tens of millions of dollars. Think private conference rooms, anti-missile systems, and high-security comms, the world's most elusive leader, floating above the clouds in absolute, untraceable comfort. But Kim didn't stop there. Enter the Antonov An-148, a $35 million Ukrainian-built jet that North Korean media flaunted in 2015. Oh, did they show it off? Kim, perched in a plush white leather chair, a lamp-lit wooden desk by his side, puffing contemplatively behind an ashtray, overseeing Pyongyang from above as if it were his personal chessboard. He even flew the plane himself. Whether it was real or orchestrated, it cemented one message: this man is untouchable and airborne. Satellite images reveal an even darker detail. Kim Jong Un hasn't just built runways, he's built private airstrips right next to his palaces. Not one, not two, but multiple secret runways scattered across North Korea. These aren't for show, and they're definitely not public. They're designed for one man, giving him the power to disappear or relocate at a moment's notice. No passports, no customs, no witnesses. Just a dictator and his hidden highways to the sky. So when the world talks about nuclear power, political secrecy, or iron-fisted regimes, remember this: Kim Jong Un doesn't just rule from the ground. He commands from the clouds on his own terms. And Air Force Un isn't just a plane. It's a message of luxury, power, and a chilling autonomy the world rarely sees. Most North Koreans can't afford a bus ride, yet their leader rides in armored Maybachs and Rolls-Royces. His garage might just be the most elite on Earth. Inside his $15 million yacht empire. If you thought Kim Jong Un's lavish lifestyle was limited to palaces and private jets, think again. The supreme leader of North Korea doesn't just rule from land and air, he dominates the seas in unmatched style. His flagship vessel is a 100-meter-long floating fortress, reportedly valued at $7 million. Complete with a helipad, multiple luxurious decks, and top-tier amenities, this superyacht doubles as both a leisure playground and a symbol of power. With room to host up to 30 elite guests, it's the ultimate venue for secretive state visits or exclusive retreats with his inner circle. And that's just the tip of his maritime dominance. Kim reportedly owns a second 200-foot luxury yacht, worth around $8 million, customized with lavish Fendi interiors, turning it into a gilded palace on the water. But the extravagance doesn't end there. Rumors swirl of a private fleet of smaller 40 to 50-meter yachts used for undisclosed coastal voyages, clandestine meetings, or just pure indulgence. This isn't just about opulence, it's a statement of supremacy. While North Korea's citizens live under constant hardship, Kim Jong Un sails forward, literally owning the ocean. His yacht empire reveals a dictator whose power stretches to every horizon, on land, in the sky, and across the waves. What do you think makes Kim Jong Un successful? Comment now. Inside Kim Jong Un's $5 billion empire. He was born into power, raised in secrecy, and now rules over one of the most isolated nations on Earth. But behind the propaganda and the parades, Kim Jong Un lives a life so drenched in wealth and mystery, it makes billionaires look modest. With a net worth estimated between $5 billion, Kim isn't just a dictator, he's the CEO of a global shadow empire. This fortune isn't built on innovation or industry. It's funded by underground deals, state-run smuggling, and over 200 hidden bank accounts in financial safe havens like Liechtenstein, Switzerland, Austria, and China. Kim profits from everything North Korea can export in the dark, from forced labor and minerals to weapons and foreign currency exchanges. And while most North Koreans live with electricity rations and chronic food shortages, their leader rides horses, builds ski resorts, and shops for Hennessy by the crate. But here's the twist. Kim's roots aren't as cold and isolated as you'd think. He grew up in Switzerland, attending an elite private school under the alias Pak Yuen, where his father paid $25,000 a year in tuition. In class, he was average at best. But in the gym? That's where he came alive. He was obsessed with basketball, idolized Michael Jordan, and plastered his walls with NBA posters. All while his country remained sealed off from the rest of the world. When Kim returned to North Korea, the script changed. He enrolled at Kim Il-sung University, the nation's most elite institution, where official biographies claim he earned degrees in physics and military strategy. Whether he really studied or simply wore the cap and gown is debatable. But what's undeniable is that when his father, Kim Jong-il, died in 2011, Kim stepped into power with chilling ease. Raised in the West, ruling with an iron fist, spending like a king. Kim Jong Un is not just a man with power, he's a product of 3 generations of dictatorship, armed with Western tastes and a brutal vision for the East. Comment Kim Jong Un if you like him. Kim Jong Un spends $30 million a year getting drunk in style. Imagine having a watch collection worth $8 million. Not your lifetime income. Not your neighborhood's combined mortgage. Just watches. From the sleek Movado Museum black PVD to an 18-karat IWC Portofino in rose gold, this man doesn't just tell time, he owns it. And while most of us might rotate between 2 or 3 timepieces, Kim likely has one for each hour of the day. But it doesn't stop with luxury ticking on his wrist. The supreme leader of North Korea also has a taste for top-shelf liquor that would make any billionaire blush. According to experts, Kim spends as much as $30 million a year, yes, every single year, on imported alcohol. His go-to? The finest bottles of Hennessy cognac, some of which can go for $6,000 to $7,000 apiece. That's right, one bottle of his evening pour could fund your entire kitchen remodel, and you'd still have change for a nice dinner out. And while most world leaders sip champagne at formal receptions, Kim throws back spirits like a rock star, only with more security and fewer Grammy nominations. And if that weren't indulgent enough, let's talk about his cigarettes. Kim is known to smoke the elite and mysterious 727s, a North Korean brand that costs multiples more than premium Chinese cigarettes. Why 7.27? That's the date North Korea celebrates Victory Day, marking the Korean War armistice. But here's the real twist. People in China are reportedly clamoring to get their hands on these overpriced smokes just because Kim lights them up at official events. It's not just a cigarette, it's propaganda you inhale. While North Korea battles poverty and sanctions, its leader is tracking time with $100,000 watches, pouring $7,000 cognac, and puffing on state-branded cigarettes like he's the villain in a Bond movie. It's not just wealth. It's opulence weaponized on display for the world to see and fear. While his people starve, Kim builds billion-dollar beach resorts for foreign elites. But behind the palm trees lies a chilling strategy and a hidden agenda. Kim Jong Un's $1 billion beach resort is about to open, but not for North Koreans. Only in North Korea can you find a luxury seaside resort built just steps from a missile test site, but that's exactly what Supreme Leader Kim Jong Un is about to unveil. In Wonsan, his alleged hometown, preparations are nearly complete on one of the regime's most extravagant undertakings, the Wonsan Kalma Coastal Tourist Zone, a sprawling, but high-end getaway estimated to have cost close to $1 billion. It was originally scheduled to open in 2019 on the birthday of Kim Il-sung, but was delayed by sanctions and pandemic border closures. Now, with construction nearly complete, it stands as a polished facade to a country in ruin, an opulent escape reserved for outsiders, while citizens live under hardship. Satellite imagery analyzed by 38 North shows sunbeds arranged with military precision along the coast, bright new paint on water slides, and sleek resort infrastructure glistening under the sun. But no tourists, at least not yet. The target? Visitors from China and Russia, two key allies still willing to engage. Since private tourism isn't banned by UN sanctions, the plan is clear: lure in foreign currency while avoiding international backlash. It's economic exploitation masquerading as openness. But Kim's obsession with grandeur doesn't stop at the shoreline. This is the same man who dropped $100 million developing amusement parks in Pyongyang and Munsu, only to later scoff at them as pathetic. He maintains an elite stable of thoroughbred horses, reportedly spending up to 20% of the national budget on their care and training. His father, Kim Jong Il, famously claimed to have hit 11 holes in one in a single round of golf. The tradition of myth-making continues, with Kim Jong-un now owning multiple private golf courses, each costing around $3 million to build and $500,000 a year to maintain. And when the seasons change, he heads to the Masakryong ski resort, a $35 million alpine complex boasting over 70 miles of trails, luxury lodges, spas, and fine dining. Though pitched as a tool to promote tourism, it's more widely believed to serve as Kim's personal winter playground. Other luxury estates, spotted by satellite from Hamhung to the Huaqian Mountains, include 1,000-seat private cinemas, 500-meter runways, helipads, and embedded defense systems. One of his theaters alone cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, simply to house his 20,000 title collection of Western films. Specifically, Kim's soft spot for grand pianos. He owns more than 30 of them, each worth around $60,000, scattered across his various palaces like decorative ornaments, rarely played, but always perfectly positioned. From ski hills to seaside retreats, golf courses to horse palaces, this is a leader not just ruling by fear, but by fantasy. And while the world watches the show, behind the velvet curtain lies the true cost, a nation silenced, hungry. You've seen the surface, now step into the shadows. These 5 secrets reveal the terrifying machinery of control beneath Kim's golden throne. Top 5 darkest secrets inside Kim Jong-un, North Korea. Number 5. The death journey of defectors. Attempting to leave North Korea is one of the most perilous decisions a person can make. Under the cover of darkness, escapees navigate armed borders, hidden landmines, and advanced surveillance. Many carry toxins, fearing the alternative if caught. Some vanish in icy rivers like the Yalu, where in October 2003, 56 bodies were reportedly recovered. Those who reach neighboring countries often remain undocumented, constantly at risk of being returned. Women face extraordinary dangers, with over 70% reportedly subjected to exploitation on their journey. Even after reaching safety, the trauma endures. Number 4. The secret division for elite entertainment. Established in the late 1970s and quietly revived under Kim Jong Un, this secretive unit is one of the regime's most controversial elements. Young girls, some as young as their early teens, are recruited under the promise of fame or prestigious opportunities. In reality, many find themselves controlled and isolated, serving powerful figures in deeply exploitative roles disguised as cultural or wellness support. After years of service, they're let go with a modest sum and a stern warning never to speak of their past. Some speculate that First Lady Ri Sol-ju may have once been associated with this elite group, though no confirmation has ever been given. Number 3. The Hunger Game. During the 1990s, widespread famine claimed the lives of up to 3.5 million citizens. Today, hunger remains a harsh daily struggle. Defectors report that most have not received state food aid or official wages in years. When global borders shut during the pandemic, supply chains collapsed and starvation quietly returned. Stories surfaced of individuals dying alone at home, their passing unnoticed for days. The crisis was not met with relief but used by the regime as a method of reinforcing compliance and dependence. Number 2. The Iron Fist of Surveillance. In North Korea, fear governs daily life. In 2021, the government introduced a special force tasked with street-level monitoring. Nicknamed the Bloodsuckers by locals, they target individuals labeled as threats to public order. Cultural influence from South Korea is especially feared, leading to harsh consequences. In 2024, 30 students were reportedly executed for secretly watching foreign shows. Even using modern slang can lead to severe punishment. One defector remembered seeing a young man lose his life simply for listening to music. These acts serve as stark warnings meant to suppress dissent. Number 1. The elites in the shadows. While most North Koreans face severe hardship, a privileged few, known as the Donju, live lives of astonishing luxury. In Pyongyang, they enjoy fine dining, imported goods, and international travel, completely removed from the daily struggles of ordinary citizens. Their children are educated overseas, and they influence the black market economy deeply. Yet even these elites live under the same oppressive shadow. The regime monitors their rise, and one wrong move can strip away their fortunes overnight. In this fragile world, not even wealth guarantees protection. What do you find most unbelievable about how Kim Jong Un spends his $100 billion fortune? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the lives of the world's most powerful and mysterious figures. Thanks for watching.